Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're taking a journey to one of the most sacred Hindu sites in the entire world, the Pashupatinath Temple in Kathmandu, Nepal. We're going to dig into why this ancient, powerful place is considered a gateway to liberation.
And look, this isn't just some old saying. For millions of devotees, this is a fundamental truth. You see, that whole spiritual path that begins way up in the Himalayas at Kedarnath, it's believed to find its completion right here at Pashupatinath. The two are just completely linked.
So, that really is the big question, isn't it? What is it about this specific place that draws people from all over the globe, not just to visit, but to actually confront the very cycle of life and death?
All right, to really get a grip on its power, we have to start with the spiritual why behind it all. This is way more than just a spot for tourists. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is the final, crucial stop on a deep quest for spiritual release.
The one word you need to know here is moksha. It's this idea of finally breaking free from that endless cycle of reincarnation, of birth and death and rebirth. And for so many, Pashupatinath is the place where that freedom feels, well, truly possible.
Okay, so you understand the why, but what about the how? We've talked about the spiritual stuff, now let's get practical and talk about how pilgrims actually get into Nepal.
If you're coming by land from India, you've basically got three main options. You can cross into Nepal through Raxaul and Bihar, you can go through the Sonali border after you get to Gorakhpur, or you can take the route through Jayanagar, which is also in Bihar.
And once you get there, don't worry, finding a place to crash is pretty easy. Check out the Gaushala area. It's just a quick walk from the temple's south gate. You can find rooms for pretty much any budget, anything from about 500 to 2,000 Indian rupees. And grabbing a simple vegetarian meal is cheap too, around 150 rupees, which just lets you focus on the pilgrimage itself.
Okay, so now let's actually step inside the temple complex. And the very first thing that hits you is this incredibly powerful vibe along the banks of the sacred Bagmati River. It's a place where life and death are just right there in front of you.
The best way to get your head around the Bagmati River is to think of it like the Ganges in Varanasi. In Nepal, the Bagmati has that same holy status. It's basically the nation's Ganga, a sacred river where life's biggest, most important rituals happen.
And right along its banks, you'll find the Arya Ghat. It's even called Moksha Dwar, which literally means the gateway to liberation. This is the sacred cremation ground, and the belief is that being cremated here is a profound final blessing, a last step towards reaching moksha.
And the reality of this place, it's just staggering. I mean, every single day, you'll see somewhere between 40 and 50 cremations happening right here, right out in the open. It's just a constant, visible part of the temple's life, and a really powerful reminder of our own mortality.
So here's the really wild part, what makes this place so unique. You've got daily prayers for life happening right next to the final rites for the dead, and it's all happening at the same time, along with these pretty esoteric tantric rituals. It's a place where the entire spectrum of what it means to be alive is just accepted and honored, right there in front of the deity.
All right, from the Ghats, let's now turn our focus to the main temple itself, the architectural and, the spiritual heart of this entire place.
I mean, just look at this place. It's this incredible Nepali pagoda-style temple standing over 23 meters tall with this gleaming gold leaf roof. It's got 4 main doors, one for each direction, and its historical and cultural significance is so huge that it became a UNESCO World Heritage Site way back in 1979.
But the real secret, the heart of it all, is what's inside. The central deity is a Shiva Linga, an abstract representation of Lord Shiva, but this one is special. It has 4 visible faces. So the face looking east, Sajojata, stands for earth and creation. To the north you have Vamadeva, for water and family. Facing west is Agora, symbolizing fire and destruction, and to the south is Tat Purusha, representing air, knowledge, and moksha. They even say there's a 5th invisible face that represents the absolute, the formless reality.
And this is where that deep, deep connection to Kedarnath really comes into play. So the story goes that when Lord Shiva took the form of a bull, he plunged into the ground to hide. His hump stayed at Kedarnath, but his head is said to have popped back up right here at Pashupatinath. That's what creates that unbreakable bond between the two holy sites.
But you gotta remember, this temple is not just some old building. It's a living, breathing place, and it comes alive every day through these incredible rituals. Let's look at 2 of the most important things any pilgrim has to experience.
First up, you absolutely have to see the evening Arthi. Every evening at 6:30, there's this spectacular ceremony of light and sound on the banks of the Bagmati. It's totally free, goes for about an hour, but here's a little tip. Get there by 5 o'clock if you want a decent view because it gets packed. It's unforgettable.
Okay, and for the darshan, that's the sacred viewing of the main deity, the best advice I can give you is go early, like 5:30 in the morning early. That's how you beat the huge crowds. And just remember, no pictures inside the main temple, but you can go up to any of the 4 main doors to offer your prayers and get a glimpse of the lingam slotos.
So as we wrap up our journey here, it leaves us with this big question, doesn't it? Is a pilgrimage really about the physical act of getting to a place, or is it about the journey inside yourself, that huge shift in how you see the world that comes from witnessing life, death, and divinity, all in one sacred space?